here at RangerStop and Pop in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. We're joined here with Mr. Teddy Long. Mr. Teddy Long, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing very good, man. What a pleasure it is to be here at RangerStop, and what a pleasure it is for me to be standing here talking to you.
Yes, indeed. You've got a very sharp suit there, might I say, sir. You've been in a lot of stuff in WWE. You have done a career in that, as I believe, as a referee, but also a manager. Can you go over like what some of the stuff you've done in the wrestling realm as an announcer and all that?
Well, when I first started in the wrestling business, the first job I had was putting up the ring, taking the ring down, and then I went from that to refereeing, got a referee job. Then I started riding with a couple of wrestlers, Kevin Sullivan and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, God rest his soul. They found out that I could talk because in my younger days I was a disc jockey on a radio station. So once they found out I could talk, then they went and talked to the promoters, and they said, well, hey, man, let's get this guy in here. He needs to be a manager. Right. Because in this business, you know, you have a lot of good wrestlers and things that can perform in the ring, but they can't talk. Right. So basically my job was the mouthpiece, and a lot of people, if they can remember when I had Butch Reed and Ron Simmons, the team of doom, they knew that I was the guy that came out and talked all the trash, and the big guys, Butch and Ron, got in the ring and backed it up. So I've had the opportunity to do that, and then after I left WCW from managing, I went to work for Vince in New York, and Vince McMahon. And from there in, he just kind of blew me up. I went in, I started managing. The first guy I walked out with was D'Lo Brown. I went from him to Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. And I also, that's the truth. And I've seen him do some of those things. Also with Mark Henry and Rodney Mack, they were a tag team, and I also had a chance to manage Rodney Mack's wife, Jazz. So she was there, and Mark Gentrek, the reflection of perfection, I had a chance to manage him. So after I started managing, then Vince, you know, saw something better for me, and then he put me in the put me in the role of the general manager of Smackdown.
For Smackdown, that was also on Sci-Fi Channel as well back in the day. Smackdown, what was just the impact of wrestling in general? What do you think that's so popular about it? It's a very popular thing. It's very sports related as well with the wrestling and well.
Well, you know, professional wrestling has certainly come a long way, and I think they owe that to cable TV. When I first started, you know, there wasn't cable TV. You know, it was just the old TBS studios where we tape every Saturday, and then it moved to cable TV, and that's what advanced it. And Vince McMahon took the opportunity and took advantage of that, and he's put out a great product, and he's been going ever since.
It's an excellent product. For people that you doing announcing and radio, you've got a very big back history in audio and, you know, like radio and all that stuff. For people getting into that, what kind of words of wisdom could you give them to kind of, you know, help them, you know, motivate them and all that?
Well, the first thing I want to say to you, you know, for the young people, you know, get that education. That's number one. That's the first thing, you know, because you may pursue a career that you may not be good at. So you need something to fall back on. That's what happened to a lot of wrestlers. You know, a lot of wrestlers just know how to wrestle, and then once this is over, they have nothing to fall back on, you know, and sometimes you see they go from, you know, just to not having nothing, you know, to almost being homeless. And I've seen that happen to some guys. And for a perfect example, Perry Saturn. So, like I said, get that education. That would be the main thing, you know, learn something, you know, and then from there, you know, go ahead on and try to pursue your career. But if you're going to get in professional wrestling, the best thing to do is always listen. Keep your mouth shut and listen, and don't go in there like you know everything. And I've seen that happen too. So just keep your eyes and ears open.
Very, very cool. For people that want to find out about your work and the history of the things you've done, do you have a website or any kind of thing you could direct them to?
I'm on Facebook at teddylong.com. I'm on Twitter at TeddyPlayerLong, and I'm also on Instagram, teddylong.com.
Awesome, Mr. Teddy Long. It's a pleasure talking to you, sir.
Right. Thank you so much, man.
You too, man. It's Owen.
Holla, holla, holla.
We will holler, holler, holler. And this is Owen with SciFiction.com signing off. If you enjoy this video and would like to contribute, go to patreon.com/SciFiction, where we will be giving away a Star Wars X-Wing Starfighter Lego set when we reach 50 patrons. So make sure you're subscribed so you can join in the discussion as we continue to cover all things sci-fi and beyond. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.